Are reports this morning that the Taliban has been holding one of our soldiers as a POW for the past couple of years, and that the Taliban is now open to negotiating his release exchange for, it's their idea, in exchange for 5 Gitmo detainees that they want back. Should we respond to this, and how?
I would trade every detainee in Gitmo. You know how I feel about Guantanamo Bay.
Let's say they were in another prison.
Let me just answer the Gitmo question, Brian, because you're confusing me. The Israelis, traditionally have traded 400 Palestinian prisoners for one Israeli POW. Similarly, this is the only American prisoner of war being held by the Taliban that we know of, this Bo Bergdahl from Idaho. He's been held since 2009. There are negotiations now with the Taliban for the post-American Afghanistan future.
And we know that's going well.
It's not going very well, but this could be part of that process. Let's bring this kid home. In terms of the 5 Gitmo guys, they've been held since 2001. I would definitely make the deal.
So you got an exchange with one guy's a commander of Mazar-e Sharif, one guy's a defense, was head of defense, a military commander for all of it. One guy was chief of the army, and they've been responsible for the deaths of many NATO forces. But having said
wait a second. Most of those prisoners, that's not factually correct. I mean, most of these guys were captured before the Americans were on the ground in Afghanistan. They were part of the Taliban government that existed before we overthrew it, and they didn't fight us. They weren't terrorists. They were fighters. They were army guys.
And we should let them go?
This is not letting them go. This is a negotiation and a prisoner exchange. This is traditional in war.
They would be held
Let's get our person back.
But for one thing, there's a question whether they even have him, because there's another facet, that Herc Martyr facet in Pakistan that might have him. They don't even have reports that the Taliban can deliver.
I heard he's being held by the Haqqani network, which again, it's not Taliban, it's a criminal enterprise, but it works in concert with the Taliban. Listen,
so you want to see these guys back then help reconstitute to overthrow the government?
You remember the Russell Crowe movie, the Meg Ryan
movie? I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, you get the dad, I understand, just got a letter from the kid who said he's alive and well.
Yeah,
so you know what about the next prisoner exchange? What about another prisoner taken in Khalid Sheikh Mohammed's next?
Why are you looking for next Wednesday's cloudy day when you have a chance of getting our one POW out? Let's get him out. We'll get him home. We are de-escalating Afghanistan. Why leave this young man?
Because if these guys come back and kill more Americans, what would you do?
They never killed any Americans, Brian. That's my point.
He's the Secretary of the Army with the Taliban.
The guy, but that was the Taliban that was fighting against the Northern Alliance. That was before the United States got on the ground there. This is 2001, the early stages of the war.
Really? You have no problem with these 5 guys going back to war against us?
I want this guy back. What is that? I mean, why is that? Is that such a bad thing? This is a deal. This is a deal you make.
This is why Brian.
This is war. This is a deal you make.
This is why Brian has a radio show.
And why you do.
Yes.
And let's do dually.